Friends, in Jesus Christ, in today's gospel, we could see that people who sat in darkness have seen the great light, the light that was Jesus. So their life could have been like meaningless. They were not knowing what to do. They were not living a happy life or joyful life, or simply like eating or having a shelter and cultivating and talking with friends and relatives, and could be like simple life. So those who were sat in darkness have seen the great light once Jesus reached there. So they began to experience the healing touch of Jesus. And those who were like sick in various ways of sicknesses, and those who were possessed, so they were healed and the diseases were cured. So which means, so in those time they could not have any medicine for the sickness, so they could not collect any herbal medicine for the sickness. So also, so they were struggling, they were going through the physical suffering and difficulties, because the sickness will not leave unless it is being treated well with right ointment. So in that way they were living a life of darkness. So they were living a darkness life, sitting in darkness. So once Jesus reached there, so they experience the light. What is the light? The healing touch, the life-giving word. So the life-giving word like forgiveness, or have a kind talk, humble yourself, whatever the things that he was teaching them. So there could be various ways, like people were fighting each other. Could be if people are fighting with each other. People were not forgiving, people were not being humble, people were so harsh and so angry with one another. So once Jesus went there, so he was talking of love and began to realize the light is coming. So love, we have to love our neighbor, we have to love our relatives. So they began to love. Could be in that way, I analyze or I reflect in that way. So when Jesus went there, so life is there, healing touch is there, and began to talk of love, forgiveness, freedom, humbleness, and so on. So these things, when people began to realize it, so that's how they experience the light in themselves. So they see the light in Jesus, and then they began to realize, to see light in in their hearts, in their neighbors, and with one another. So that's how, dear friends, we also look into our lives. So if we are not living in a darkness, if we have sat in darkness, so let us come to light. The light is Jesus. The teachings of Jesus is the light. The preachings of Jesus is the light. And when we imbibe and follow those teachings of Jesus, preachings of teachers, preachings of Jesus, and the teachings of Jesus, then we will live in darkness and the light will shine in our hearts. And we could see the light in Jesus, in others, and in ourselves. Dear friends, let us look forward towards the light. That light is Jesus. Thank you.